Many capable leaders and organizations are overlooked for opportunities of greater influence, impact, and income because of invisible assessments few understand and almost no one discusses. They invest 20 or 30 years building credibility, careers, and organizations. Yet when moments of scrutiny arrive, the most qualified is not always the preferred choice. Not when decisions hinge on perceived authority, the legitimacy to lead. What's missing? Authority signals that should have been visible long before the moment of evaluation. This is the same problem organizations face under institutional and public scrutiny. Track record alone is not enough. Authority must already be visible. Authority is assessed long before it is tested. Authority is not established during scrutiny. The board interview, the investor meeting, the executive search, the public stage. These moments do not create authority. They confirm it. The real evaluation begins long before. Institutions and the public constantly observe signals. Does this leader shape conversations in their field? Is their thinking visible beyond their immediate environment? Do respected peers recognize their voice? Does their presence increase stakeholder confidence? These signals accumulate quietly over time. By the time scrutiny begins, decision makers are not discovering you. They're confirming an impression already formed. Scrutiny does not start the evaluation. It reveals the conclusion. Why credible leaders and organizations are overlooked. This is why leaders 20 or 30 years into their industry still find themselves overlooked. Executives often build strong credibility inside organizations, yet remain largely invisible beyond them. Founders often build credible businesses in markets, yet never position themselves as authorities shaping their industry. Organizations often produce significant impact, yet fail to convert that impact into authority signals recognized globally. In each case, credibility exists, but authority signals are weak. And institutions and the public do not endorse credibility alone. They endorse visible authority. Authority signals must be built along the path. Authority signals are never created in a single moment. They accumulate. Thought leadership, strategic visibility, industry influence, recognized expertise. Each becomes evidence that a leader or organization's voice carries weight. You can probably think of leaders and organizations that do this well, and institutions and the public recognize them for it. Their authority signals provide evidence institutions and the public can rely on when endorsement matters. Over time, these signals form a trail. So when scrutiny arrives, a board appointment, public platform, institutional review, decision makers can see the authority behind the leader or organization. If that trail does not exist, endorsement becomes difficult to justify, even when credibility is strong. How authority signals are built. Authority signals rarely come from one dramatic moment. They're built through consistent visibility and contribution. They appear in how leaders and organizations shape conversations in their field, how their thinking becomes visible, how peers, institutions, and the public begin to recognize their voice. Signals often take forms such as thought leadership that reframes important problems, visible contributions to industry and policy conversations, strategic platforms linking expertise to solutions, institutional roles and advisory participation demonstrating trust, consistent visibility where decision makers encounter your thinking. Each signal reinforces the next. Authority signals are not announcements. They are patterns of recognition over time. The work we do at Authority Global. This is precisely the problem we solve at Authority Global. We work with senior leaders, founders, boards, and organizations that already possess deep credibility, but have not yet structured the authority signals that position them globally. Authority should never be left to chance. It can be designed. Our work follows 3 steps. Step 1, authority diagnosis. First, We assess your authority signals. Where is your credibility visible? Where does your voice influence conversations? Where are the gaps between your capability and how the world perceives your authority? Most leaders discover the same insight. Credibility was never the problem. Authority signals were incomplete. Step 2. Strategic authority positioning. Next, we translate credibility into visible authority. Your expertise becomes associated with the problems institutions and the public care about most. Your narratives becomes clear. Your voice becomes recognizable. For executives, this extends influence beyond the organization. For founders, it elevates them from operators to industry authorities. For organizations, it strengthens credibility and amplifies influence by anchoring leadership authority visibly in the global arena. Step 3. Authority amplification. Finally, we activate the platforms where authority signals become visible globally. Thought leadership channels, strategic media presence, industry platforms, influence networks. These signals accumulate over time. So when scrutiny arrives, the evidence needed to endorse leadership is already visible. If you're 20 or 30 years into your industry and feel overlooked despite your credibility, consider this possibility. Your credibility may not be the issue. The world may simply not be seeing the authority signals that communicate your leadership. Those signals must be built long before scrutiny begins. Because when scrutiny arrives, institutions are not looking for potential. They're looking for visible proof of authority. So if you're a senior leader or organization ready to position your credibility for global recognition and influence, this is the work we do. At Authority Global, we help leaders build the authority signals that open global opportunities. You can schedule an authority diagnostic at www.authorityglobal.net. Because when authority signals are built along the path, scrutiny does not threaten leadership. It confirms it. Until next time.